Hey, you guys. So I, a trained art historian and English teacher, am going to guide you through this week's math SAT section. On my website, you can see that I've made a post called the math section of the SAT part 1. And being that this is not my area of expertise, I relied on YouTube videos that even I understood, and then also what the experts have said, and sort of condensed it for you guys into like our 3 levels of slacker level, chill but serious, and hardcore. So for you slackers getting out there, for the slacker level, read the first few pages of the math section training part 1, which I've linked to you here. It introduces what the math section is, important aspects, and how to do well on it. Basically, the math section is a mixed bag of all the math courses that you've taken except for calculus, advanced trig, and statistics. Nobody likes it, and no one really feels prepared for it at first. So don't be intimidated, or maybe take comfort in the fact that everybody is. The College Board designed these questions to cover basic math concepts, but in non-traditional ways. So that's why like these SAT math questions don't really look like a question you would get on any other math test. But that means that there's a formula to them, which means that there are hacks to them. So hopefully we can go through and sort of figure out what some of those hacks are. So in particular, as you read through the packet, make sure to take notes over pages like 4 through 7-ish, because it goes over like the basic math formulas that you'll need to know. There are actually 17 essential math formulas that you need to know. And for that, I've linked this video here. And he goes through it pretty quick, but remember, just as like when you're taking notes on the PDF, when you're taking notes on videos, you can pause them until you've finished writing and then press resume. And if you are just staying at the slacker level, remember the name of the game here is to just familiarize yourself with the types of questions so that you don't freak out on test day and sort of start to remember some things and, therefore your score improves. A lot of your score improving has to do with how well you sleep the night before and how prepared and confident you are feeling. So the slacker level is not just frivolous, it is meant to introduce you. So that's what we're going over today. And my dog is whining. He does not like math either. I know, George. Anyway, so let's go over, here is the PDF that I have scanned in for you guys. Sorry for the wonky scanning, But this guy's super wordy, but basically just skip, here's like the overview and important reminders of the SAT math class. And this is really good for him, for this sort of textbook, and also for textbooks in general. The hack to take notes on them is to just write down anything in bold, because that's like a section header. And usually the first few sentences are going to give you an idea of what is important to write down. Like for this section, maybe write down some reminders that it isn't a math test, at least not in the sense you're probably used to. You just need mathematical knowledge. So, and then the big secret of SAT math, it's basically just like these questions don't look like the rest. So we can sort of skim through that. But then 2 critical components of SAT math success, probably something worth taking notes over. But here, starting on page 4, he has what he calls the SAT Math Toolbox. And frankly, I really like it. I found it a little bit more helpful than the videos because the videos went a little fast for me in my rusty math brain. And here, at least, like I could stare at the things and like understand them. So if you take notes over anything, I would skip straight to page 4 and start writing down what all of these things are. And remember that handwriting sort of solidifies that neural pathway in your brain so that your brain can access it in the future, aka when you're taking the test. So just the simple act of taking notes is helping you study, whether you realize it or not. But the more you pay attention to what you're writing down and how you're writing down, the better, the more you're going to remember. So again, here he's just taking us through like basic operations, which was like honestly kind of a good refresher for me. and all of these things that, at least when I took the SAT, I found it really hard to understand because it was like, it just seemed so removed. So hopefully this PDF and these videos will be helpful for you. Returning back to the post for the chill but serious level 45-minute review, again, go through the main math section training part 1 and take notes on like the 17 important things. And then hack, again, as I've just said, just skim the document, and any section headers in bold represent a main topic covered. So write that down and a brief explanation of what it is, so you don't have to copy everything down word for word, and it won't take you for forever. And then B, here is a pretty good video of this overly chipper white lady talking about hard questions and easy hacks. I like this video because I actually understood what she was doing, and she like marks up an actual test that is easy to follow. And now for all of you hardcore nerds out there, or anybody who just feels like they've fundamentally forgotten everything about math, I found this YouTube channel by the Organic Chemistry Tutor that's all about the SAT math section. I think he has like 10 videos in all, and then he has one giant video where they're all bunched together. But here is the part 1, evaluating functions and solving basic equations. And then I've linked you guys to the rest of them. And again, maybe you know what radical equations are. I don't. So you can skip that video, but maybe you're like, ooh, algebraic expressions, what? And you watch some of that video. Again, whatever you watch, just make sure you're watching it in an engaged way so that you can take away at least one thing. But don't try to watch everything because, like, you know, we all have lives to live, and the SAT is but one part. And the math is just, it's just tedious. So the name of the game here is familiarizing yourself with how the questions are structured and figuring out strategies. I hope this was helpful to you guys, and I'll see you on the internet. Bye.